Welcome, I am Emir, and let's look back in hindsight. This video is part of a long series. BTIN Serye, Fair Use Saga, Linux Mint Saga. To watch the full video, click the link on the end screen or in the description. Thank you. Chapter 12, Dipping into Mint. With the release of Ubuntu 22.04, another reset loomed. After an intense development cycle, 21 Vanessa dropped as an LTS release on 31 July 2022 and supported until 2027. No new base until 2024. Before this, the Mint team developed a GUI to make moving from 20.3 to 21 easier. Ease of use. No. Comfort. Not only did Mint get a reset, Cinnamon got one as well. The Cinnamon reset led to changes in display settings and themes. Window animations could no longer be as customized as before. Right-clicking, not mouse-clicking. This is hard. Right-clicking an app in the menu would show commands provided by the app, if any. Here are other Cinnamon changes. For printing, Linux Mint moved to IPP or driverless printing and scanning. Blue Man replaced Blueberry for 3 reasons. It was desktop agnostic, so not tied to a specific desktop environment. It worked with more devices. And its developer was open to changes. The Blueberry developer, meanwhile, did not want to put up with the GNOME Bluetooth development team's monopolistic tendencies. Allegedly. Monopolies in free and open source software? Allegedly? Who would have thought? And this won't be the last. Allegedly. Hindi umano. Sticky could duplicate notes and cycle through colors to make sure that each note has a different color. With Tony George stepping down from Timeshift development, the Mint team took over and turned it into an XApp. A new process monitor icon would detect automated updates and automated system snapshots. Here are more Timeshift changes. XViewer could open WebP files. XViewer could allow for a smooth slideshow. Smooth jazz, like jazz. If Warpinator cannot find devices, it would provide links to install Warpinator in those devices. Windows, Android, iOS. Thingy, no thingy. Just like how clingy is not clingy. And it's singer, not singer. Thingy bulk remover got UI changes. And Web App Manager could support additional browsers. In software sources, multiple items could be deleted in the repository list, PPA list, and key list. Uninstalling an application from the menu would also nuke dependencies of that application that were automatically installed. But if another app depends on the appception, then the process stops. Vanessa did not have a Cinnamon Edge version, nor did its successor, 21.1 Vera. Also, an LTS release to be supported until 2027. For once, Vera met the usual Christmas time frame, dropping on 20 December 2022. The star, not star ng Pasko, of Christmas. The star in Vera was the UI. Desktop icons became less, though I disagree with removing the trash icon. The welcome screen would allow choosing the desktop colors. More vibrant this time, but less accents. Less accents. For example, the icon would no longer be highlighted. The result? The Mint Team Hope would be less distracting and so more pleasing to the eyes. The Mint Team was defensive about choosing aqua over green. A far cry from the Mint Team's response to complaints about Mint being too blue back in 2007. As for me, aqua suits Mint. After all, the name is cool as ice. The current Bibata cursor theme. The current BTC cursor theme debuted, not debuted. Because I'm just like SB19, a broken record. Alternative icon themes would be installed by default. Vera came with Cinnamon 5.6. As a Windows user who often used Show Desktop from 7 to 10, I agree with moving the button to the right. I never used Show Desktop when it was on the left, as part of the quick launch bar from 98 to Vista. It was never visible for me in the left side of the taskbar, which was dominated by the Start button. But on the right side, sure, I can even activate Arrow Peak. And yes, I'm still talking about Mint. Now called the corner bar, the Show Desktop button could also show desklets. The corner bar also supports scale and expo views. Display settings finally appeared on the right-click context menu of the desktop. That's been on Windows since at least 98? Not in Cinnamon though, at least from the start. Double-clicking the current folder on the address bar on Nemo shows the address bar with the full location path, while moving to another folder shows breadcrumbs. This is a nice shortcut for opening the address bar temporarily. I use this all the time to copy-paste a full location path to terminal. If only the save dialog box had this also. Here are other Cinnamon changes and other improvements, such as the deprecation of app key upstream upstream by Ubuntu, Mint's base. Microsoft did not care, deciding instead to just discontinue the Skype deb package. Driver Manager no longer needed the root password and could detect a live USB stick. The Mint installer, for example, which contains drivers. Or if a computer is offline. Dummies, not those dummies, allegedly. Dummies would be available for troubleshooting by developers. Flatpaks could be updated from the Update Manager, and the Update Manager would allow switching between the system package version and the Flatpak version of the same app. I often use this, the switcher, to compare the reviews for the Flatpak version versus the system package version. And if you've made it this far, guess what I would end up installing through the software manager? Vera shipped with an ISO verification tool that could be accessed through the USB image writer. The stick formatter and the image writer also received UI changes and provides a link for writing Windows installers. Still, ease of use for Windows refugees. The Web App Manager included support for navigation bar, profile isolation, and private browsing. XApps took a backseat in Vera, but received some changes. 21.2 Victoria dropped 7 months later, on 16 July 2023. Another LTS release supported until 2027. The login screen received support for multiple keyboard layouts, and the on-screen keyboard layout could be configured in LightDM settings. Tap to click would now be supported. Icon colors changed to 2 tones. New color variants for popular icons. Notifications would begin featuring the accent color. Tooltips became consistent. Title bar buttons were realigned. And monochrome icons, which stay the same color even if the text color changes. Monochrome icons were dropped in favor of symbolic icons. Stripe place icons were announced, but were unpopular. So, goodbye, I hate to see you go, but have a good time. XDG desktop portal support was also introduced, finally allowing global or system-wide dark mode. Cinnamon 5.8 introduced styles to make it easy to change modes, light, dark, or mixed, and colors. Gesture support was introduced, though it had a long way to go. The Mint team remained committed not only to Mint Y and Mint, but to any theme and distro. Here are other Cinnamon changes and other improvements. The software manager received another UI change and would feature Flatpaks. Pix got a new codebase, leading to UI and other changes. Finally, Warpinator received security changes. Victoria received all 3 variants, plus, after being absent for 2 releases, a Cinnamon Edge one. 21.2 was the first Linux Mint version that I used. After getting my laptop from 2015, bought 2017, fixed and upgraded, to an SSD on December 2023, I had a choice of having Windows installed or trying out Linux. However, the price for the Windows install a technician who fixed my netbook was offering seemed to be sketchy, sneaky. So I decided to switch to Linux. I had installed Linux Lite on my netbook. And while I liked its speed, I wanted to try something else on my 2015 laptop. So I chose Mint. At that time, the most recent version was Victoria. Coming from both Windows 10 and Mac OS, I found Victoria easy to use. Almost the same keyboard shortcuts from Windows 10. Plus, dragging a folder in the browse window would move the view to that folder. I kept crashing my Victoria install because I often exceeded the RAM and memory limits of my 2015 laptop. But I didn't know yet of the Alt Print Screen Resuo or Resub shortcut, so I just pressed the power button. I do not know how many temporary files were generated and how many features were broken because of improper shutdowns. Meanwhile, I was curious to find out how different Mint Main was from LMDE. So on 4 January 2024, I moved my 2015 laptop to LMDE 6 Fei, based on Debian Bookworm or 12, an LTS release that dropped on 27 September 2023. I could not add PPAs on LMDE 6. But that was not a loss for me. Hindi ako talo. Because a week later, I got all the updates that dropped with 21.3 Virginia. Let's save that for another time. Let me know what you thought of this video. Comment below. Please like and share this video on social media. Subscribe and ring the bell. Watch all Emir's BTIN Balik Tanaw / in Hindsight. Support the show on Patreon, on PayPal, or through crypto. Thank you to my sibling G-G Arts for my avatar. Check out and support her work by clicking the links in the description. To watch the full video, the link should come up here on the end screen now. Thanks for watching. Stay safe and take care.